Hey everybody, it's Raidhyn, and tonight I'm going to be going over the closed beta version 1.4.1 patch notes while we watch some wonderful gameplay of Misfit kicking my butt since I've been away from this game for the last 4 or 5 days or so. A little rusty, but I want to go over these patch notes since there's been some pretty significant and amazing changes that I'm pretty excited about. Now, the gameplay you're going to be watching is going to have the sound off because I kind of screwed up the sound while recording, but I did want to go over some of the excitement. Now, Lucien has been officially added to the roster. Lucien is playable by everybody during this closed beta round, and apparently he's French. Vive la France! So, you know, that's going to be pretty popular in Europe, hopefully. Should be interesting. And he's a pretty interesting character with both blades and guns, pretty fast move speed, great armor, and attack speed as well. Just a little bit light on the force, and he was pretty fun to play. I'm looking forward to playing him some more. But I wanted to go over all of the patch notes for your benefit, just to let you know all of the awesome stuff that they've put into the game, in addition to some of the things that they've tweaked. So let's go over it. First off, they've added Spectate Mode, which is something that myself and Compton EMT have been asking for quite a while to make tournaments a little bit easier. So the watch game option has been added to the online options under the custom online inside the main menu. And the new option will also allow spectators to view matches without actually being in the games, which is pretty sweet. So you can be in a room and become a spectator instead of a player, or you can watch games that are going on if you have the room number, which is going to make tournaments a lot easier to run. By community request, they have added volume meters for music and sound, which is something that I asked for, so I'm pretty psyched that they were able to put that in so quickly. Should hopefully make the audio mix a little bit better on future videos. Thrown items, including bombs and mines, now have a hit delay before sending their targets flying. So this is really interesting and really threw me off when I first started playing tonight, because basically now instead of them being sent immediately, there's like this moment of hit stun where they're locked in place before they go flying. And it makes the animation really different, and I'm still not sure how I feel about it. But I think it's going to decrease the amount of accidental explosions where the explosions go off, but it doesn't actually hit the person because of the dodge. So hopefully that leads to some better gameplay. They also added support for SpeedLink gamepad, Xbox controller S/Duke, and a PS2 controller with adapter for PC. So they're continuing to be really supportive of a variety of controllers. All right, so let's look at the power tweaks. This is going to be really interesting, and I noticed a lot of these while I was playing today, and it's going to take a little bit of time for me to get used to these changes. So, Lance Air, increased hitbox duration, reduced hitbox size, and you can jump earlier in power recovery. Lance Recover has reduced hitbox size and force, and Lance Air Down has reduced damage, which I'm kind of sad about. Lance Ground Pound has a reduced hitbox size, so it looks like they changed up a lot of the Lance mechanics, and we're going to have to see how they play out. They also tweaked the sword. The sword Air has a reduced hitbox size, and they tweaked the animation to match, so you'll notice that the animation there on the sword is a little bit narrower. It's going to make it a bit harder to hit in the future. Sword Recover, I'm not sure what they mean by this recover move, but it says that there's reduced force. Sword Air Down now has a reduced hitbox size, increased force, and tweaked animation to match. And that's going to be kind of interesting. I don't really see that the increased force was much of a problem before. I thought the force was just fine on the Sword Down, but hey, you know, whatever. Spear changes. Spear. Okay, Spear Air Down has reduced hitbox width, but on hit sends targets backwards and user forwards, which is interesting. So I'm going to have to see how that plays out in game. Spear Recover has reduced force, adjust hitbox position, and reduced hitbox width. And the Spear Ground Pound has reduced hitbox size, adjusted hitbox position, and reduced hitbox width. So lots of hitbox changes there. Pistol Recover has reduced force, increased damage on final hit, and the Guitar Recover also has reduced force. Unarmed Recover has reduced force, and here's a really big change for everybody. The Unarmed Air Down, which is the dive kick that we've all come to know and love, both have reduced damage and force. So although it's probably going to stay a consistent tactic, it's not going to be quite as valuable as it was in the past. All right, so let's take a look at some of the other changes. Gameplay. Weapons are more heavily weighted to spawn than gadgets at the beginning of matches, which is nice. We should see some more weapon drops then. which will be pretty sweet. They slightly widen the right side on King's Pass to match with the left side. Cool. Thrown spike balls and summoner horns no longer damage the thrower or the thrower's teammates. That's actually really interesting, and is a pretty significant change. So it looks like you can still blow yourself up, but spike balls are actually a lot safer to use more aggressively, which will be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. They slightly lowered the angle on horizontal throws, so spears thrown straight ahead don't fly over players anymore, which is going to make spears even more deadly. Good to know. Increase the amount of height you get on exhausted recover moves. I still don't know what they mean by this recover move. I'm going to get on Twitter later and ask Tyverus about that. All right, so let's take a look at some of the art that they've added. They've added a Castaway Thatch Skin. Krabby now animates more often, so I guess that was a tweak to an existing skin, excuse me. They improved the FX on the sword recovery, cleaned up line work on character art, and updated the random options portrait artwork to better match the new silhouette in the character select. It's pretty cool. All right, so UI. For the user interface, news will automatically show up when you load the game the first time after a new patch. That's very welcome. Any input will close the news screen. Character selection art and UI has been updated. Improved feedback when selecting and locking in characters before match. Better handling of input device errors. Empty slots in match preview screen no longer hide and leave awkward empty spaces. Very nice. Match preview screen art has been updated, and the stat meter art has been updated. So a lot of nice little UI tweaks, which is pretty sweet. All right, and we have a slew of bug fixes here at the end. So let's see. Fixed a bug that would cause players to be stuck at match preview screen. Fixed a bug that made it possible for the broadcast to be stuck on repeat. Fixed a bug causing player 4's head token to visually remain in the voted state during level selection after the first game. Fixed a bug where the headshots in the level select screen would get in the way of voting with the mouse. Interesting. Fixed a bug where bomb and mine explosions could hit through walls. Yeah, that would be bad. Fixed a bug where buying a collector's edition after already having played the game could cause you to lose any previously purchased Bodvar skins. That sounds really annoying. I'm glad they fixed it for the people who are shelling out the money for the CE. Fixed a bug that would cause invisible heads in the final kill broadcast of custom online stock matches. Fixed a training mode bug where multi-hit moves were cutting off fractions and showing incorrect totals. Fixed a bug in level select causing players that chose the random legend option to display the wrong head during the voting process. Fixed a bug causing roster portraits to not play their selected animations when choosing a legend. Fixed a bug where map list would only show Brawlhalla in custom online. Better reporting of fatal errors. Fixed a bug where sword art went wrong during a throw. Fixed a bug where spectate could cause you to be stuck in offline mode. And fixed a bug where spectate errors would show up inadvertently in online games. All right, so that is all of the patch notes for beta version 1.4.1. So quite a bit of things, which is pretty awesome. I'm really enjoying seeing these constant updates from the wonderful dev team at Blue Mammoth. I'm now going to end this video and get in game so I can get used to all of these new changes that they've implemented. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the arena.